Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. How you guys doing? Hope everyone is doing great. If you're new here, you're welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, you are also welcome. So in this video, I'm going to be recreating the style you're seeing on the thumbnail. So let's get started. So I'll be working with this beautiful lace you're seeing. It's 3 yards. It's the same color with the one you're seeing on the thumbnail. So looking at the dress on the thumbnail, you will notice that it has 3 steps: the first, second, and the last one. So for the upper part is it has an A-line shape. So we'll be cutting the upper part uh, like an A-line dress. Okay. So the first thing I'm going to do now is to use my pattern to cut out the upper part. Why I'm using my pattern is just to trace out my neckline and the armhole, then I'll continue. But if you don't have your pattern, you can as well draft directly on your fabric, okay? Now the length of the upper part is going to be 30 inches. How did I get the 13 inches? From my shoulder to my hip is 27 inches. And when you look at the picture closely, you will notice that the first layer started below the hip line. And for my own, I'm using 3 inches below my hip line. So from my shoulder to my hip is 27 inches. And when you add 3 inches to that, that should give you 30 inches. So the upper part is 30 inches. You can go ahead and adjust yours if you don't want yours to be below your hip, okay? So from the shoulder to from the shoulder to my hip is 27 inches, then I add 3 inches to that. That gave me 27 inches because I want the first layer to start 3 inches below my hip. I hope you get that. So this is where the 30 inches is, okay? So this is my chest line. I'm going to take my bust measurements, which is 40 inches divided by 4 will give me 10 inches. And I will add my seam allowance, which is 11 and a half plus half inch for ease because I want it to be a bit free. That should give me 12 inches, okay? So I'll go ahead and mark 12 inches. Then coming to the hem part of the upper part, I'm going to be imputing my hip measurement. The hip I am working with is 44. Divided by 4 will give me 11 inches. And I'm going to be adding 3 inches to that. That 3 inches include my seam allowance of 1.5, okay? So if I add 3 inches to that, I should have 14 inches. So I'll go ahead and mark my 14 inches here, okay? Sorry, what I'm doing, for the hemline, I'm adding only 2 inches, not 3.5. Sorry, not 3 inches, okay? I'm adding only 2 inches to that. That should give me 13 inches. So from my chest line, I'm going to connect straight to the hem part of the upper part of the dress. I hope you're not confused. Okay. So I'll go ahead and cut the neckline first. And you see, then my shoulder, the hem parts. So for the upper part of the dress, please cut it A-line, give it a A-line shape, okay? So this is it for the upper part. So I'll go ahead and cut the back. So I'm done cutting out the back. As you can see, this is my neckline. It's 3 inches by 1 inch for the back, and for the front is 3 inches by 3 inches, okay? Remember that we're going to be fixing a collar on the neckline, okay? So another thing I did is to iron the center front. to create a crease line at the center front. Remember, we'll be fixing the placket at the center front, so we're going to cut it open. We're going to cut open the center front. But before we do that, we have to finish fixing the ruffle at the front before we do that. Okay, so that by the time you finish fixing your ruffle, cut open, fix your placket, the ruffle will still match up at the center front. I don't know if I'm making sense. But when I'm done doing that, you understand what I'm trying to explain. So to know where you'll be fixing your ruffle, what I did is to measure my bust point, came up by 1 inch. My bust point is 11.5. I came up by 1 inch, which gave me 10.5. Okay. So at the center front, I came out by 5 inches and mark. Okay. Then get the midpoint of my shoulder slope, then square it. So that's the line you're seeing here. Then I transfer the same measurement at the other side. So when you open up, this is what you have. Can you see? So this is the box. So this is where I will be fixing my ruffles, okay? So I'll quickly go and do that, and I'll come back and show you what to do next. So this is the piece of fabric I cut out for the ruffle. So I'm going to be gathering it. Can you see? So I'm going to be gathering it around the box, okay? Around the mark I make, okay? So I'll quickly do that and I'll come back and show you what to do next. So I'm done fixing the ruffles, as you can see. Can you see? So there is the rough end. Can you see? Now remember that I mentioned that I iron the center front to create a crease line. So what I'm going to do now is to cut open the center front following the crease line. So this is it. So the aim of fixing the ruffle first before cutting open the center front is that when you're done fixing your plackets, the ruffle on each side can match up. Okay. So, and you'll be able to hide this end. Okay. So I've gone ahead to cut out a long piece of fabric. The width is 3 inches. If I fold, it will be 1.5. So I'm going to be using half to turn the center front in. And I also cut a lining out. Remember that the lace has opening, so it won't be wise to iron interfacing on the lace. So I choose to cut a lining out, then iron interfacing on it. So I'll be placing the lace on the lining this way. Okay. I'll be using a hemming gum to hold the side so that it won't give me issue while fixing the placket. So I'm going to use hemming gum and hold two sides and fold this way into two, then fix it. Okay, so when I'm done doing that, I'll come back and show you how to go about the collar. So I want to quickly show you how to use the hemming gum to hold your lining and the lace. So this is my lining and this is the lace. I'm doing this for the benefit of the beginners here. Okay, so there's the lining and this is the lace. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to cut out the hemming gum. In case you don't know what hemming gum is, this is hemming gum. So when you cut it out, you're going to slash it into two, just like this. You can see I've already cut this one, but I won't cut it to the end. So this is the one I'll be working with. So what you do is just to cut into two, slash it into two. Okay, you take one and you're going to be placing it here in between the lining and the lace this way. Now you see, I hope you are seeing what I'm doing, and you cover it up with your lace. Make sure that the right side of the lace is facing up, okay? And the other one, you're going to place it on the side, okay? Now you see what I'm doing? Then you use your hot iron and gum it, okay? It's very simple, okay? So you now use your iron and gum it. So this is the one I've already done. You can see this is my lace, and the lining is inside. So what I need to do is just to fold into two and fix my plackets. So I'm done fixing the placket. As you can see, I've also opened the buttonhole. I've done my buttonhole, then turn the armhole with the matching bias, then close the side. Okay, so I've gone ahead to cut out two pieces of fabrics I'll be using for the layer, and the length of each one is 11 inches. Okay, so for the width of the first layer, what I did is to measure the upper part of the dress round, that is the hem part. I measured it round, okay, so and I got 52. Then I multiply by 1.5 to get the first layer. Okay, to get this layer I multiply by 1.5 to get this layer, okay, because I don't want the pleat to be too bulky. Okay, I want it scanty. So for the second layer, that's the last layer, what I did is to multiply what I got for the first layer by 1.5 again, and I got 117. The first layer, when I multiplied by 1.5, that gave me 78. Then the second layer, I multiplied 78 by 1.5, and that gave me 117. Okay, so for the collar, I'll be using this lining. That's a matching lining for the collar stand, and for the main collar, I'll be using the main fabric for the main collar. Okay, I already have a video where I showed how to cut your collar, so you can do well and go and watch it. So I'm done fixing the collar and the lower part of the dress, that is the layers, as you can see, and this is the finished look. So I'm here to fix the button, and I have my buttons ready. I've already covered them, you can see. So this is the color and the color stand. Sorry, I didn't finish it well because I'm in a hurry to get done with this video. So this is the back. You see. So thank you so much for watching, and see you in my next one. Bye.